You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
Game on, where progressives fear us and rhinos tremble. Welcome to the political jungle. I'm JD.
This is Stacy. No one is safe. No one is spared.
Lock up the children.
And the old folk.
Welcome to the world of liberservative conservatarians.
Good Sunday evening. Happy St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2019. JD and Stacy here live, hosting that game on that KLRN radio, baby. Yeah. Welcome back to all our political geeks, freaks, and back alley sneaks. Everybody right now, get over to Spreaker.com. Type in JD and Stacy. Get over to that live feed. Get in that chat room to say hello to Stacy. Remember to keep your pants on. It's a family show, baby. Yeah. We want to thank Ricky Tiki Tavi, Rick Robinson of that KLRN radio and that Spotify, baby, for making tonight possible. Tonight, we're going to be talking paging or confirm a coup. Roberto Franco O'Rourke and la Paquera Tetera announces for president, nonsense of the world, and so much more. Remember, everybody, top off your drink, light up that stink, take in whatever helps make you think. JD and Stacy taking you through to that 9 p.m. Eastern hour here on that Sunday night. How's you, baby?
Oh, I'm fine. We have interesting Avies in the chat room.
We got to do what now?
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait a minute. Are we talking like,
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been
No. It's our pants optional friend decided to go shirt optional.
I have no idea. You want to know what? Now I'm completely creeped out. But listen, before I forget, to your heritage, to my mom, my mother's side of that family, baby, and to all our Irish listeners, Stacey and I put together a nice little poem and song for you to celebrate this happy St. Patrick's Day.
Sing us the song of the Emerald Isle. Oh, 'tis like the singing of the angels themselves.
Okay, terrific.
Well, I've had my corned beef and cabbage. Now you've had your fun.
You're such a stereotype.
You know.
Did you ever see the Family Guy? The Family Guy episode. I don't know where the hell they are. They're walking through some museum, and they're like, the history of the Irish Empire, and it's an Irish peasant woman who's pregnant, and it's a machine, and she pops on her back, and a baby comes out and goes, yeah, and then the mother comes up and kneels down and prays, then pops in the back and pops out a baby, wah, and then kneels down and prays.
Oh, my God.
Oh. You can't get offended. It's not this kind of show. There's too much offense in the world, remember?
No, I'm not offended. I've been informed we have moobs in the chat room.
We have moobs in the chat room.
Yes, we do.
Well, listen, just in honor of that tonight, I give it. I guess that's a cross between and
boobies.
I'm still speechless to some extent.
Oh, stop it. Don't get yourself all confused. It's been a very long week. It's been quite the news week, and I don't even know where to even jump in. Is there anything, because we're restricted with the Sunday show and we try to bring what we think is the best topic, anything you wanted to say anything about it, jump in before we jump into the A block?
Oh, no, let's just jump into the A block.
All right. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock and haven't been paying attention, there has been a little thing called the Special Counsel's investigation going on. Yeah. And you've heard Stacey and I talk a little bit about it, and to be completely honest, it's sickening. It's a travesty. It's a coup, and all the players involved knew this from the beginning. This has nothing to do with Russian collusion. It has to do with trying to overturn the results of the last election. And there is so much to this, and Stacey and I have said this before. If you ever want the entire accounting and timeline of this, Dan Bongino, John Solomon, Sarah Carter, who did you Cheryl Atkinson, Andrew McCarthy, absolutely Kimberly Strassel, Byron York, Brian Cates, who writes for the Epic Times. You can find him on Twitter under Draw and Strike. He's another one. There is so much history and context to this convoluted nonsense of an investigation. And as complicated as it might be to keep together in your head, it's important for us to continue talking about this because I want you to keep something in mind. This is a complete farce that was perpetrated by a rival presidential campaign. But that being said, for the last 2 years, just excepting this last November and in the last few months, you had consolidated control of the Republican Party that was sandbagged with this, and this investigation is still going on, and it's a disgrace. And today, Stacey and I are going to speak about a small part of it. We're going to speak about some of the testimony that was released, the testimony that was actually given to the House Judiciary Committee, because there are several different investigations going on. And they concern a high up in the DOJ at the time, Bruce Orr, who was within leadership, and Lisa Page, who was an FBI attorney. For those of you who don't remember Miss Lisa Page, she was the one having the affair with Peter Strzok.
She was a hoe.
There you go. What was?
There you go.
Exactly, with Peter Strzok struck. So a Georgia Republican congressman, Stacey, thank your state so much. Doug Collins has had about enough, and there was some mistakes, I think, that the Republicans made when they had the investigation last time, but they lost control of the House before they could close it out. So before we get into the meat of what some of this testimony means from Orr and from Page, let me give you a little history of what happened within the last week. So Representative Doug Collins of Georgia, he's the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. He released 370 pages of transcripts of testimony that took place over 2 days, and that was with Lisa Page on July 13th and 16th. He has also released the testimony of Bruce Orr. Orr's testimony runs about 268 pages. You can find it in the Washington Examiner if you like. Congressman Collins noted this past Friday. So on the 8th of March, he released the Orr testimony. On the 12th, he released the Page testimony. And what Collins has said is that he and his colleagues have completely lost patience with the Justice Department, how slowly the agency is dripping and drabbing out the document requests, including the process of reviewing them for information that the DOJ keeps saying is national security when it's not. Collins says, I intend to make other transcripts public soon. He did with both of them. Now, in his interview with the House Judiciary Committee, Bruce Orr disclosed that Christopher Steele, who was a former British intelligence op, he had provided him with information for the Rusta investigation in 2016. Orr said that Steele had told him that the former head of the Russian intelligence service had Trump over the barrel. NBC News reports in the fifth paragraph of their story, quote, that a lawyer working for a Russian oligarch was investigating large sums of money that Paul Manafort, who served as Trump's campaign chairman, had, quote unquote, stolen from them. You're going to hear a lot spoken about of Paul Manafort and some of the other people who were indicted for charges unrelated to the actual, quote unquote, Russian collusion. I need you to disregard them. This bombshell that NBC News has here, Stacey, we did one of our first deep dive shows on this 3 or 4 years ago. You know, we'll dig it back from the Wayback Machine in the archive. Stacey and I did an entire show. It might have even been one of those extended shows that ran for a while. I think it might have been. You know, I mean,
go ahead. We were at the time saying the only reason he took the job with the campaign was so that somebody didn't kill him.
Absolutely, 100% true. I mean, his being visible for those 100 days really was his life insurance policy. But let me get back to the history so Stacey can jump into some of the testimony. Now, Orr kept top officials at both the FBI and DOJ apprised of his conversations with Christopher Steele in 2016 and 2017. Which is after the election. This is both before and after Steele was fired as an informant. At the time, Steele was also employed by an opposition research firm working behalf on Democrats called Fusion GPS, run by Glenn Simpson, who worked there, Stacey. His wife, Nellie Orr. What a coincidence. Now, when they were pressed by GOP lawmakers about a year ago about information that Steele turned over to the FBI, Orr said he disclosed that his source had also expressed that he was, quote, desperate that Trump not be elected. This is before they used the dossier for the FISA and the whole nine. So they know that they have a poisonous, at least conflicted source with this. So now, Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee, you heard all the kerfluffle made about the Nunes memo, and they pushed back hard, saying that the testimony about Orr was misleading. Well, we find out that Orr's very testimony, Stacey, has come to contradict both Glenn Simpson and has contradicted testimony by Glenn Simpson and comments that Rep. Schiff has made about when the FBI first became aware of the Steele dossier and who Christopher Steele was. Now, why don't you pick up a little bit with what was learned with the Lisa Page revelations?
Well, with the Lisa Page revelations, what we learned was, and I mean, some of this has been out there, right? We knew that the memo that was written about the Clinton investigation, we knew that things about that had been changed. I think we got a little bit of that from the Horowitz investigation and, you know, some other leaks.
Mm-hmm.
But what Page disclosed is that the Department of Justice was very well aware of the investigation that was going on, and that the Department of Justice had signaled to them they would not be charging her with gross negligence.
Exactly. Say that one more time.
They would not be charging Hillary Clinton with, and so she couldn't be grossly negligent.
And basically, this is, you know, we're going to take our time and dissect this a little bit. It's a lot to go through. We're talking about the testimony. And folks, I want you to think about this. As complicated as what we're breaking down is, this is only the testimony that we know about of two players of all of the hundreds. I mean, I don't know if he interviewed thousands, but there were hundreds of witnesses that have been interviewed for this.
Mm-hmm.
And just peeling the layers back between the two of them is mind-blowing. I mean, it's almost like you need an abacus and an astrolabe. Now, I want to go back to the attitude of the players here. And you can see, I mean, you saw it plastered all over that what are you going to do about it? You know, I'm the man smirk on Peter Strzok's face. You know, they talk about this poor Covington Catholic kid. Nicholas Sandmann.
He got nothing on Strzok.
Nothing on this. And, you know, this is the guy with the power of the feds behind him. So now here's Orr. And when you see Orr on television, He's got this mousy, oh, what you want from me, grasshopper kind of look to him. But I want you to listen to the arrogance that permeated within the upper levels of the FBI. Orr told the House Judiciary Committee that when Steele had provided information, even after he had been fired from the FBI for disseminating and leaking to reporters and for being thought at the time to not be reliable, Orr told the committee, quote, if it seemed like it was significant, talking about information from Steele, I would provide it to the FBI, unquote. Another direct quote. At some point, I became aware that he had been terminated, he being Christopher Steele. But nevertheless, when I receive information from Chris Steele, I'm not going to sit on it, he said. But then, Orr insists that he believed that he did nothing that acted inappropriately. I mean, what the hell was going on at the top of the FBI? It's a shadow government.
Well, and not just that. Then you're reading about Christopher Steele and some of the things that he put in the dossier. And I don't know if you missed this or not, but he took some. CNN used to have like a participant blog.
Oh, this iCNN that he said he used for the confirmation, or
exactly.
It was the Reddit sourcing. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't want to step you. Tell exactly.
To explain what it is, it used to be like reader-generated blogs. They weren't edited, they weren't fact-checked, and it said it right on the site. And he still used one of those as verification for information in the dossier.
And this, to everybody listening. If you want to know what kind of canard this really is, everybody in Washington, D.C. at this point, and for the most part through the entirety of this, knew all of this. We, the
Adam
people,
Schiff sure did.
Exactly. We're the ones that are finding out about this right now. You have Orr's testimony directly contradicts Glenn Simpson. Parts of Orr's testimony had already been leaked to the press in the hearing. Bruce Orr undercut several, and this is from the Daily Caller, undercut several claims made by Glenn Simpson, the founder of Fusion GPS, and California Rep. Adam Shifty Schiff, baby. Oh, he's such a virgin. The top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Bruce Orr testified that, I'm sorry, I kept saying House Judiciary Committee. This is the House Intelligence Committee. Bruce Orr testified that he met with Simpson on August 22nd, 2016 to discuss information in the dossier. That contradicted Simpson's testimony to House Intelligence on November 14, 2017, that he did not meet with Bruce Orr until after the election. Let me say this again. That contradicted Simpson's testimony to House Intelligence on November 14, 2017, that Glenn Simpson, did not meet with Bruce Orr until after the election. Why is that important, Stacey?
Well, because if he was meeting with Christopher Steele prior to the election, that was their insurance policy.
And his wife is not just working for Fusion GPS, she's actively working on the dossier. Now, here's where Orr's testimony that was leaked contradicts Schiff's claim. So the Bruce Orr also told lawmakers that he told the FBI about his contacts with Steele in early 2016, days after he and Nellie Orr, his wife, met the former British spy in Washington, D.C. Schiff claimed, this is Adam Schiff, claimed in a memo, for those of you that remember the Nunez memo, this was Schiff's big counter memo that was released on February 24, 2018, that Bruce Orr did not tell the FBI with his contacts with Steele until after the election. The same thing with Glenn Simpson. Now, that turns out to not have been true. Why don't we take the last 2 minutes and go through some of the Orr stuff, and then we'll do Page in the B block. Will that work?
Sure, that'll work. I mean, first of all, Adam Schiff is just I can't even watch the man on television and listen to what he says anymore. He is just a liar. Liar. You know, and I guess, you know, maybe they didn't get their story straight or whatever.
Something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar.
I like that for him too.
But I mean, this man has been on television every other day. I swear to God, he pitches a pup tent outside, you know, CNN, and anytime they need somebody to comment on Russia, there's Adam Schiff, you know, talking about there's definite proof of collusion, you know, oh, this is coming. Then you notice sometime this week he had to say, well, unless impeachment is solid, unless there's some there, we can't really do it. So once once my lovely representative from the state of Georgia started dropping this, Schiff starts backing off impeachment.
This whole investigation is like a fake orgasm. We'll explain that coming back. JD and Stacey here, closing out the A block on the fastest hour in conservative radio, taking you to that 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Hour on that KLRN radio. We want to thank that Ricky Ticky Tavi, Rick Robinson of KLRN, that Spotify for making it all happen. Coming back, we're going to go through some of the Lisa Page testimony. Roberto Francis, running for president. JD and Stacey, KLRN. Game on. We'll be right back.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is, if getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
1880, blind, crippled, and crazy. Everybody get around that radio and listen to our show with your baby. JD and Stacey hosting Game On live here on that KLRN radio. We want to thank Ricky Tavi, Tick Robinson, KLRN radio for making it happen. Everybody right now, get over to Spreaker.com. Type in JD and Stacey. Get over to our page. Get in that chat room. Say hello to Stacey. I heard there's somebody in there that's got some moves going on there. I'm not so sure what that means, but oh Lord, does that make me nervous. And remember, folks, we're here every Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, for some Game On. It's like a really fun thing. That's a thing, and then everybody gets in trouble. And sometimes, if we do it right, she'll let me keep doing the show. And I haven't crossed the line yet, but I'm sure I'm getting close. How's that?
I was going to say, you already had to bell yourself once.
Well, some of those bells were for me. Some of them were because, you know, you were winning. and you hit a point.
That's also the winning bell. Ding, 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 ding.
It's very our bell is it's very utilitarian. It's all it can be used for just about anything. Now this is mostly Schiff.
Virgin.
And this will,
Hey, where are the white women at?
That's just for Daddy.
Oh, God. You used to use that for Al Sharpton.
Oh no! You know what I did? I did find the other day that because now I got everything straight. No, that was more. No, what got us our first interview with Dave Weigel was.
Stay out the bushes.
Right. He popped his head up this week. Did you see that?
No, what I missed.
Oh, Jeb came out and said we needed a primary challenger
Jeb,
for Trump.
Oh, please. You kidding me? Yeah, let me tell you something. Jeb pops his head out like a turd when somebody's prairie dogging on a 12-hour car drive. That whole thing, you know what? I have had, who's the idiot jerk-off writing the book? Jim Acosta. So this
God,
Jaguar,
he's writing a book?
Yeah, how to ABC you next Tuesday. Oh dear God! I'm gonna let that one hang there.
We need a sound effect for him. I think it should be Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror."
So he sent something out today, and he's like, "I can't understand how the GOP is so okay with the way that this president goes after John McCain, the Bushes, and Mitt Romney." And my whole point is, why would anybody in the GOP be pissed about going after 3 Democrats? And not to get caught up on a side tangent, because I try not to do it, because I have a visceral dislike for John McCain. I've said this once before. He is a war hero and a political traitor. And I don't care, Media Matters. You can run as far as you want with it, and you can send me all the emails that you want. You can leave Stacey out of it, all right? I believe that. He was a war hero and a political traitor. And why I'm getting off on a tangent is his former chief of staff, who's over at the McCain Institute, is turning out to be a much larger player in disseminating this dossier that everybody's scrambling in the testimony that we're talking to you about today and falling over themselves to run away from. It was McCain's former chief of staff who was responsible for prattling this around town. And before anybody tries to tell me that John McCain was a bigger patriot than anybody who's ever lived in this country, there are only 2 binary choices for this. Either John McCain spent his life in government and in Washington, D.C., and was such a buffoon, he didn't know that this dossier was nothing but a garbage political hit job, or John McCain is not the sainted person that you all give him credit for, and he's enough of a political scumbag to go put this finger in Trump's eye because they didn't like what he had to say about him during the primaries and during the election. So to hell with him. I'd like to do a full segment on him. But before we get into the Lisa Page testimony, Stacey and I have told you all quite often before, there are a lot of people on the Hill that listen to this show. And we are bringing to you right now a JD and Stacey Game On live exclusive here tonight on KLRN Radio. And this is some cell phone audio from Bruce Orr's testimony. This is Bruce Orr directly testifying to the House Intelligence Committee last year.
What's happening, hot stuff?
His name is Long Duck Dong. Long Duck Dong. He came down with Grandma and Grandpa Baker. He's an exchange student that's living with her.
Yeah, well, he's totally bizarre.
He is not. He is a very sweet boy.
Just hope you burn the sheets and mattresses after these.
I don't suppose it makes any difference to you, but there's a very weird Chinese guy up in Mike's room.
And that was our exclusive audio.
Okay, terrific.
What's happening, hot stuff?
His name is Long.
Stop! Okay, we have a segment.
We'll see everybody next Sunday.
Oh my God.
Long Dog Dong, what's that happening? You had too much hanky my wanky dunk in the food. I'm sorry. Would you like to jump into the meat and detail of the Page testimony?
Sure. Lisa Page.
Oh, Jesus God.
Anyway, the timing of what Lisa Page testified about was probably the most interesting to me because if you all recall, a few days, not too long, before Jim Comey's hostage video where he told us that
That's good. I like that.
that Hillary Clinton just kind of made a little mistake and basically exonerated her for the rest of the 2016 election. A couple days before that, his compadre over in the DOJ, Loretta Lynch, she met with this dude who happened to be married to Hillary on a plane. Now they claim they talked about, I don't know, grandkids and golf.
On the tarmac, not the
On the
plane.
tarmac, but I think they eventually boarded the plane, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, according to Lisa Page, that timing lines up with when the DOJ was signaling back to the FBI, yeah, we're not inclined to charge her with anything. I don't think they were talking about grandkids and golf.
I was actually thinking as we were doing prep for this show, it's funny. So you did see the Page and Orr testimony that has been released. There has been some Peter Strzok testimony that has been released, but I want to go back to that cold sociopathic smirk that we were speaking about.
Right.
Even the Republicans, the ones that we have some faith in on the House side, who have been releasing the stuff that kind of help exculpate the president against this nonsense. The Strzok stuff stopped. The Peter Strzok leak stopped around the time that Huber and Horowitz began their investigations into the investigators. And I have absolutely no inside knowledge. But the things that originally leaked from Peter Strzok were so devastating to the special counsel, the mechanics, the idiocy of this insurance policy, that for those to have gone radio silent and go back to that smirk, folks, go back to that S. Eaton, S. Shore grin on his face, that even though he had just been an integral part of an attempted coup, he really had nothing to worry about. And again, this is just JD's tinfoil hat. Stacey, I wonder if he has not been cooperating with some of these investigations. Because,
wouldn't surprise me.
No, and the
Well, I mean, he was having an affair with Lisa Page. He was leaking to the press without permission, then freaking lied about it. I mean, he doesn't seem like the most straight up guy in the world to me.
No, but yeah, and I think that he's definitely a save your ass guy. I want to go back into some of the other pieces of Page's testimony that seem to be compelling that Congressman Collins had leaked, and this goes into I mean this is the heads I win, tails you lose. The FBI appears to have considered investigating President Trump for obstruction of justice both before and after FBI Director James Comey was fired. So
what was he exactly obstructing before?
No, these are words that are used because the public doesn't read and went to public school.
Oh. Okay.
You have Lisa Page says the DOJ refused to pursue. Oh, that was the server. Now this is another guy who I've heard rumblings of about this FBI agent, and his name is Michael. I'm going to butcher his name. Galleda. He was head of the Eurasian Crime Squad. He received the dossier from former MI6 spy Chris Steele in 2016, is referred to in the transcript as Steele's handler. Now, he's another guy who is in a black information hole. There's not much more out there unless you have it on this agent Gaida. But
the Depends on where he's from. If he's doing counterintelligence, there's not going to be a lot.
Well, no, it's a bureaucracy. They're all out there. I'm wondering if he's not another one, because there have been rumblings from people that I do trust on the subject that he's a whistleblower. I have nothing past what I've heard, so it's complete conjecture and hearsay. But he's another one that they think could be in an information hole. Because even though he was quote unquote Steele's handler, if that was the case, he knew from the get go that this guy was complete garbage.
And if I'm not mistaken, don't we get another report from Horowitz here?
Look, that's what we're being told. I don't know how much of this. I don't know how much of this I believe. There's another. Here what you're seeing is more and more people involved in the day-to-day. Again, from Page's testimony, role of FBI agent Jonathan Moffat and DOJ official George Toscas may have been greater than initially assumed. You got to put these guys under oath now. John Carlin, who was the head of the DOJ's National Security Division, was kept abreast of the FBI's investigative activities through contact with then Deputy Director McCabe. Carlin's got to go under oath now. What was McCabe selling him? And this is just on the little stuff that's been parceled out. And as you folks can see, and this was something that I did want to hit because this involves John Brennan. One key finding from Lisa Page's testimony indicated that former CIA Director John Brennan was involved with the Steele dossier before the FBI was. I believe that because he looks like a man having a meltdown in real time. Now, Page insisted that the FBI investigative unit didn't know about the Steele dossier until mid-September 2016. However, this is where they're all getting screwed on the timing with Page and Orr's testimony. Brennan was aware of the dirt in August 2016. And he used the unverified information to brief former Senator Harry Reid, who was a really good friend of John McCain and his chief of staff, who's now at the McCain Institute, who ended up walking the dossier into half of establishment Washington, D.C. and the mainstream press. And this is just with the little that we know. We got like 4 minutes to do Beto. Was there anything else you wanted to wrap up or hit with Page before we did a little Beto?
All I'm going to say about all of these people is if somebody doesn't get arrested or raided or go to jail, I'm done with it. My trust in both of those institutions gone.
Well, listen, Stacey, that to me is what's paramount about this. If everybody walks on this, then I'm never obeying a mumbling law in this country ever again, because why should I? We're a banana republic. As soon as you have a different justice system. We already have a different justice system for illegals. Don't get me started.
How many who supported Trump have been arrested and jailed for lying to Congress?
That's right. And Hillary Clinton gets to bring Victoria Nuland and half a stable of lawyers with her into her FBI interview. So they don't get the 101 violations. All right, we got 3 minutes. We have another entrant into the Democratic
card.
Exactly. So that makes exactly how many people now at this
15
point?
15 and 7 still talking about it.
So it's 147,552.
Pretty much.
We have another entrant, Roberto Franco Roca Paqueta Beto O'Rourke from Texas. In a typical Game On fashion. Now, explain to them what's the first thing that jumps out to you about Beto?
He can't stop moving his hands.
And that's why this is going to be Beto's theme song on our show from now on.
Doctor and a lawyer and an Indian chief. Now they all dig that crazy beat. Way Out Willie gave them all a treat. When he did that hand jive with his feet. Hand jive. Hand jive.
I love that Doctor and Lawyer and Indian Chief. It covers Elizabeth Warren.
Right. Kirsten Gillibrand, Amy Klobuchar. Kamala Harris.
Where to start with Beto? Beto is a privileged, wealthy son to the manor born, to be completely honest, of an Irish Catholic family. His father was a judge or a magistrate down in Texas. Beto on top of being a psychedelic hacker, dressing like a furry, engaging in murder fantasy porn online about running over children, his wife, and the whole nine. Somehow between winning his House seat, losing his Senate seat, not accomplishing much, and dressing up like a furry in a band, tried to become Mexican. Do you have anything? He did what now? Oh, Mexican. Listen, I live in Southern California. I'm going to tell you right now. We can put this whole Beto thing to rest, okay? Mexicans don't skateboard. They drive around in 82 Mazda 4x2s put together with bungee cord, 4 different wheels, and plywood on the side, and 64 of them in the back with 2 John Deere lawnmowers. So, no.
No. Well, you missed the cow testicle polishing, but we won't go there.
What? Wait, what?
Oh, you'll have to Google that later. I really can't describe it, but it's worse than the furry.
What?
He didn't want to go cow tipping.
He wanted to go cow ball cupping?
Something like that.
What?
I swear to God, it's out there.
What?
Google it.
What? I mean, like, what are you, like, drop a couple hits of acid, like, walk up to the cow, put your hand on its balls,
We're
and be
on a
like...
mission from God.
I have no idea. But between all of the writings, and I only read pieces of them because they're weird as all get out, dude has issues.
All right, so listen, for that St. Patrick's Day, listen, only JD and Stacy can be lucky enough. Your audience be lucky enough that JD and Stacy on this St. Patrick's Day are going to give you a Mexican Irishman. I don't even know what to say. Keep an eye on this investigation. I really hope more of this comes to light. We're going to take a break here, go through the top, and close out the show coming into that 9 o'clock hour. JD and Stacy here, Game On at KLRN Radio.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Whether we realize it or not, everyone has been impacted by addiction. We all have family members, we all have friends that have faced this demon. But there's hope. There's hope in recovery. There's hope when we work together to rise above the plight of addiction. I'd like you to join Mac Mullings every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Rise Above Radio on KOKC 1520 AM, where they talk about the hope that is available to all of us.
JD and Stacy back live here on Game On that KLRN radio. Hey, everybody right now, get over to Spreaker.com, put in JD and Stacy, get over that chat room, say hello to Stacy, join the party. We want to thank everybody for taking your time on your Sunday to listen to us live. We know you have a lot of different options, and listening to us on KLRN is really, really, really special to all of us. We want to thank Mr. Ricky Tiki Tavi Rick Robinson, the KLRN family, and that Spotify, baby, for making it all possible for JD and Stacy to do that Game On. Remember, kids, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, spaghetti. You come on that KLRN radio, you come over, you listen to JD and Stacy. We're going to set you straight. We're going to ride you here to the top of that 9 p.m. Eastern hour. Welcome back, baby. How's you?
Eyes okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Where do I want to start? Let's see. How about here?
No. Shut that off. Shut it off. Shut
His
it
name
off.
is Long Duck Dong.
Shut it off. Oh, there goes segment 3.
More Yankee, my wanky dunking the food. Come on, 16 Candles is a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Oh, God.
You're going to be equally entertained here in a second, so you might want to move on.
Why? What do we want to start? Which one do we want to start with?
Cory Booker, of course.
Cory Booker. Well, first, before we got to this, when somebody says Cory Booker, it's always a
2 snaps, a twist, and a kiss.
Why don't you tell them what he's claiming now? This is better than his T-Bone stories.
So apparently, some audacious and very, very, very aware reporter from TMZ chased Rosario Dawson down in a train station or an airport, I'm not really sure, where she confessed her deep and undying love for Cory Booker and says they're a couple.
We actually have Rosario Dawson's direct response to that TMZ story. When reached in Washington for a comment, Senator Booker said,
3 simple words. I am gay.
Oh, God.
Okay, terrific.
Like, I just don't get why you would be a beard at that level.
Listen, because everything's going to be so... Listen. This election cycle is so stupid. Our theme song for one of the candidates, who's an Irish Catholic who wants to be a Mexican, is a song by a guy named Old Willie from 1958 called Hand Jive. Yeah, it's
Doctor and a lawyer and an Indian chief.
Doctor and a lawyer and an Indian. That's all you need to know about this.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, Kirsten Gillibrand said this morning that her exploratory committee is over and she's running.
Oh, let me tell you something.
We have her sound effect. Hey, I'm over here. I'm over here now.
Hold on. This is the Gillibrand.
I'm over here now.
Now I'm over here.
See, that's a professional. You didn't even see what I just did you, honey? I'm over here now.
She is the woman who has held every position on every policy ever.
That's a professional. You know, another guy comes up here, he gets all drops the mic, trips over, not me. I'm over there.
There she is.
And now I came over here, but then I backed up, now I'm over here. You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Who's the head of her exploratory committee? Magellan?
No.
Magellan. He got eaten by the cannibal Filipinos.
Well, I mean, who's helping Beto? I mean, I heard Obama's people were consulting with him. He's been a train wreck for 2 days.
No, you don't you know, brah?
Like, totally.
No, so what happened is, you see, they just had to make Tom Perez, like, head of the DNC because his name's Perez and people think he's a Mexican. He's actually an Episcopalian from Connecticut, but that's different. So they don't have anybody who really knows the folks. And then they see, like, Beto, and he goes to Texas, and he almost turned it blue, and all the Republicans, like, listen, Ted Cruz.
He gets up in a speech and calls, we wouldn't want to be those vendeos who passed this law. I'm like, don't use that word.
Listen,
don't use that word.
I'm
That's like Hillary Clinton carrying hot sauce in her purse.
This guy is so detestable. You know what he's going to do? He is going to slip in and out of English and Spanish like my dearly departed grandmother used to prattle and slip in it. The funniest thing in the world, my grandmother, who was Polish. So we'd be sitting around a table talking. It'd be like when we were kids. It'd be me, my mother, my father, my grandparents. And my grandmother would be like, oh, yeah, so anyway, last week we went down and we saw your aunt. And I said, and yeah, so that there. And when you looked around the table, the only people who did not speak Polish were my mother and the kids. Right. So, you kind of figure at some point the woman's talking about us. It's the same thing with oh, no, I want to be president from El Texiso Presidente. He's such a jackass. This guy, this is the clown show. But first of all, the genuflecting and the apologizing. Let me tell you something. You think Obama went on an apology tour when he was president? The apology tour for being white men on the Democratic side, it's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
The only one who's not going to have to apologize?
Ilhan Omar?
No.
Who?
Bernie Sanders. Kamala's going to have to apologize for being a prosecutor. Gillibrand's going to have to apologize for all her past position statements. Biden's going to have to apologize for being Joe Biden, basically.
Let me just say
you can go down the list.
Hello.
Bernie, because he's never done anything or accomplished anything, even got a piece of legislation passed, he has nothing to apologize for.
I am Bernie Sanders, and the one thing I have learned in the 2016 election is I must say it how I feel it, because I held back a little bit. And can we all be honest now? I am speaking to my fellow Democrats. We have many, many colors, many women, and a confused Irishman who thinks he's a Mexican. The only person who should be president is the old Jew.
Right?
Okay, terrific.
I was in shul this past weekend.
Let me tell you something. That primary is going to be fun to watch if for no other reason this right here. This is it.
I'm the boss. How about that?
Because the Puerto Rican bartender is going to keep popping up.
I'm the boss. How about that?
Well, I got to admit, Nancy Pelosi's pretty much handed it to him. She has completely lost control of her caucus.
We might as well call 2020 primary for the Dems the You Go Girl primary. It's just going to be.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my God! It's what? It's like a. The Democratic field right now for presidents for their prime, it's like a cross between 227 and Golden Girls.
Well, and then my favorite part of the Democratic Party primary to this point is in the Democratic Party, it's the only party you can be in where you can fail up. Okay? So Beto loses an election for Senate. Or Robert Francis. I refuse. I cannot call him Beto. He loses in a Senate election and thinks he should run for president. Andrew Gilliam, who was a mayor who lost a gubernatorial race, thinks he should run for president. And Stacey Abrams, who was a state rep, never the governor of a state, who also lost, thinks she should be president.
Because it's not about qualifications, it's about identity. All right, what were the other two nonsense stories? We got 2 minutes.
How about how Tumblr crashed after they stopped porn?
Oh, well, what the hell else would you use Tumblr for? Please.
Well, feminist rantings, and apparently the overwhelming number of feminist, third-wave feminist rantings and no boobs has caused their traffic to tank by 30%.
Listen, isn't
boobies?
Now, what are the rules? So Snapchat is where you send your nudes to people up until you're 18, and then 18 and over you use Tumblr, right? Is that the word?
I don't think it was Tumblr. I think Snapchat. I think I'm not really sure. I think private Instagram accounts, but I'm not 100%. Because I think all Tumblr blogs were public. So if you just wanted to put it all out there, that's when you did it.
Let me tell you, I don't know anything about the social media. This is about as far as JD got with technology.
I concur.
You've got
Rick
mail.
Rick and I totally agree.
Listen, if the Pony Express was still around, I'd be using that. All right, we got a minute left. What else?
Well, there's also a really great new trend.
Wow.
Newlyweds spend their honeymoon away from each other. So instead of getting married,
isn't that called being single?
Going on a vacation together, you actually go on separate vacations.
See, I always thought that. See, I don't get that, because if you get married and then right away you go separately, that's called being single. Now, I see the second honeymoon is because everybody I know has been married for a long time, and then the wife's got to go away for work or something. She goes see the sick aunt or something like that. And it's the same thing for every guy I know. It's, when you were in your 20s, you'd be like, oh, yeah, man, if my wife ever left and I had strippers hanging from the ceiling and you're on the couch with the Al Bundy pose, you got the beer going, that's it. You're not answering the phone. But I'll tell you what we're answering is everything that you have to ask us. JD and Stacey, wrapping up the fastest hour in conservative radio. We want to thank everybody for coming and joining us live on KLRN tonight for that Game On. We still haven't done what we said we were going to do, so at the time that we do it, then we'll do it. But now that we didn't do it, why don't you tell the nice people? Well, no, I got to ask you first. You got those keys?
I know those keys. Get me out of here.
Why don't you tell these nice people the things that you do and where they can find you?
Sure, you can find me on Twitter at @ScottsFire, SCOTSFYRE. You can find my page on Facebook at Stacey Lennox, and you can catch me on The Resurgent, writing things every once in a while.
Get over that Resurgent, baby. She unwrapping things like a beautiful mind. JD, he'll be on Barstool's Alleyways, seedy situations sometimes on the Twitter at JM on JD. If I live through it, I'll see you next week.
Occupy freaks with your glitter bombs. Bring it on! Bring on the glitter. Everything has changed. Everything has changed in the last few years. Conservatives used to take it, and we're not taking it anymore.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your healthcare? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their healthcare. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your healthcare, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your healthcare while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children.
Learn more at stjude.org.